What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. Saturday, February 1st, it finally goes down. Which David will come out on top? But before we go into that fight there, man, let's go over this this whole fight card is just absolutely insane. In the undercard, you got the boy Kermel Moton.
Mm,
Love watching this guy fight, man. This guy
yep.
is explosive, knockouts, amazing,
He's busy.
firefight, busy, right? And apparently we got Jose Benavidez Jr. fighting as well, so that's going to be exciting. It's literally a family affair. But the main card, man, the main card is fireworks. First off, we got Jesus Ramos versus Jeison Rosario. You already know that one is going to be a crazy fight too, bro.
It's a good opener. It's a good opener for the pay-per-view, man.
Amazing. And on top of that, right after that, we got Mr. Cruz versus Angel Fierro. Man, it just this whole fight card is literally going like this.
Yep.
It's climbing up, just back
And
to back to back to back action.
any card with Pitbull in it is it's an action-packed fight, man. And I think Pitbull being in that card, he's kind of like a household name right now. Obviously, he lost his last fight. He lost his belt. This is his, quote unquote tune-up fight. But he got to put on a show, man. I think Pitbull will come out victorious. Hope he can get a knockout so he can be back in the mix, either 135 or 140. But any card with Pitbull in will be an exciting fight. So it's a good second fight of the night, man. Pay-per-view, in
Exactly.
my opinion.
So true. And man, Cruz, he really needs this win, man. Against that, I don't want to say a really devastating loss, but a surprising loss against Jose Valenzuela. Like, he needs to bounce
Yep.
back, man. Like you said, like, just get back in the mix, and if he can get that knockout, he's back,
Yeah.
baby. He's
I mean,
back.
he was supposed to fight Ryan, right? That was the original plan. So I think that fight is still on the table, But obviously Ryan is busy. He has a big fight against Rolly, and obviously if he wins and Devin wins, they're going to do the rematch. So I think Pitbull, should get one of those guys, or if not, go back to 135. But it's still sky's the limit for this guy. He's still a lot of option with his style. A lot of people want to see him fight. So I think this is a must win though, on this big fight card. And if I were him, I'll try to steal the show, which I think he will.
Yeah, and I'm hoping he does, man. And I'm excited to see what kind of changes he makes this time around, because
Yeah,
the fight against Jose, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. He seemed very one-dimensional. He's like a one-trick kind of pony. You know, and if he is able to really adjust and use all the tools in his toolbox this time around, I think he can be a weapon, man, an absolute weapon,
absolutely. I agree. He needs
right?
to. Yeah, he was just getting outboxed, but I think yeah, he needs to tune it up a little bit, which I think he can. So we'll see this fight, man.
Yeah. Now the co-main event, and I'm
This one,
excited for this rematch, man. This is gonna be crazy. Brandon Figueora versus Stephen Fulton Jr. The rematch. What are your thoughts on this fight, man?
first fight was very, very close. I scored it a draw. Then again, if it's a draw, it could have gone either way. You know what I mean? Like one guy could have won by a point, the other guy could have won by a point, and that way, they gave it to Stephen Fulton. But I think this fight is a little different now. Stephen Fulton, he came not coming off a knockout against Inoue, but his last fight he got dropped. Although he won the fight, he did get dropped after moving up to 126. So this guy, in my opinion, probably is maxed out at 126. He fought Inoue at 122. He was the bigger guy, but now he's seemingly looking like the smaller guy now at 126. And he is fighting a guy that I think is a natural 126 pounder, and Brandon Figueroa. When they fought, it was a lighter weight. I think it was a 122. So now it's a division above against a younger guy that's going in this peak, and I think I'm taking Figueroa on this one, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocks him out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he drops him. Then again, I wouldn't count Scooter, man. Stephen Fulton is tough. He fought toe to toe against Figueroa. Literally, Figueroa was he fought Figueroa's fight that first fight. It was literally an inside fight for the whole 12 rounds, man. So am I expecting that fight, that type of fight again? Maybe. You know, he beat him last fight. But I can see a little bit of adjustments and experience from both fighters, you know, because it's been a few years now, so I can see them, you know, being a little better with their style. But I got Figueroa winning by decision.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. And we also have to keep in mind, yeah, that like you said, that fight was 3 years ago, right?
Yeah,
The Figueroa that's gonna come up on Saturday, the Stephen Fulton that's gonna come up on Saturday. In my opinion, I think it's gonna be completely new fighters, right? Their styles have evolved since their first showing at 121 against each other. So you already know it's going to be a crazy, crazy back-to-back fight, in my opinion, man. So it's going to be a close one, in my opinion.
I think it'll be a close one too. But you know, I just think Figueroa was a little busier, and he's on a out what do you call that? He's on a ascent right now. So I think he's gonna win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen Fulton pulls it off. It'll be a good fight regardless.
Exciting fight. Now, the main event, man. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Yeah,
David versus
this one is a good
David.
one. The
Oh my
Davids.
God. The
This one will be
Davids,
a good one,
Benavidez
man.
versus Morrell Jr. is going to be absolutely crazy. The press conference that just happened,
Oh my gosh.
they
They
should
hate
have just
each
fought
other.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah, they
100%.
both hate each other. The it was just crazy because everyone's just fighting everyone, man. I think the hype or the build up for this fight are doing it right. If they're faking it, man, could have fooled me, could have fooled all of us. But I really think that there's a bad blood between these two. You know, same way, same way as David Benavidez was trying to chase Canelo. I think it's the same way as David Morell has been trying to chase Benavidez and finally got it. So there's been, you know, it's an ongoing bad blood between the two. Morel always saying he's better than Benavidez. So I think, well, not I think, but this will Saturday night will settle will settle the score, man. And I really can't wait.
Yeah, man, because this fight, they've been saying it's dangerous for Benavidez, and hey, I'd
I
agree,
agree.
right? Because Morrell, he's a different type of Cuban boxer. If we're talking like Ugas, if we're
Mm,
comparing Morrell to Ugas, Ugas is a very slippery dude.
yep.
Morrell, in my opinion, I think he's more of a brawler. Like he's not afraid to get hit. He'll move forward, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna add this fight. I think the winner is who's gonna be a better pressure fighter. Both of these guys are pressure fighters. They both don't like getting, you know, they both don't like going backwards. They both fight at their peak, at their best. They both fight moving forward. David Benavidez obviously is a volume pressure fighter. David Morrell is a power slash slippery but pressure fighter. And I think whoever is backing up in this fight will not win the fight. Possibly will get hurt. You know, obviously both of their they both of their 175 debuts, they're both, you know, mediocre. But I think that happens to a lot of boxers. You know, you just move up in weight. Obviously, you fight bigger guys. Both of them fought natural 175 pounders. So I think, you know, the weight won't be a difference because they're both equal at that point. You see their height. But I do agree, man. I think whoever's gonna win this fight is whoever can pressure the other pressure fighter, which is it's tough. It's gonna be tough for both ends because these are both undefeated fighters and they all won their fights moving forward, man.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 fight. But if you had to pick which David would win, who you got, man?
Eh, I've been watching a lot of film. You know, David Benavidez. Okay, before I make my prediction, you know, for other than you know both fighters being able to push each other, I think another key for Morrell is to start early. Start early. Caleb Plant had David Benavidez guessing the first few rounds. He downloads it a little bit. Um, Andre, hell, before he got knocked out, he was arguably winning the first 2 rounds till he got caught. So I think Morrell is a fast starter. We got to realize that David Morell will come out, I think, in my opinion, trying to put the pressure on David Benavidez right away, trying to set the pace as he should. David Benavidez should be ready for that. He downloads, he takes a round or two, and then he puts a pressure on. So I think Morrell needs to capitalize while David Benavidez is downloading. So I'm giving Morrell the first few rounds. However, David will come and adjust and try to put the pressure on Morrell. Now, that all depends on the first few rounds. If he's overwhelmed, if David Benavidez is overwhelmed, then that's tough. But if he's not and he's calculated Morrell, then that's a different story, man. But I'm still on the fence. It's a 50-50 fight. Say 49-51 fight. I'm leaning towards Benavidez, man. I'm leaning towards a unanimous decision. Morrell, just based on experience. Now, Morrell obviously is, what's 11, 12 fights. Great Cuban amateur pedigree, though. However, Benavidez has been there bigger fights. He's been here before. He's been, went in decision. He knocked out, opponents in his big fight. So I'm taking David Benavidez by unanimous decision against David Morrell this weekend, man. How about you?
Man, I'm biased because I'm a David Benavidez fan, bro. I'm very biased, so I'm riding with David Benavidez. But only reason why is, bro, he has the speed. In his last fight against Vosdick, in his last fight against Andre Ward, he shows he has great cardio
Andre
for a
Ward.
bigger dude. No, no, no,
Damn, they
not,
fought?
not, not imagine, no, Demetrius Andrade.
Andre, yeah,
That
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not Andre Ward. I was thinking about the podcast the other day. But
That's a
he
good
has
fight. That would have been a good fight.
yeah, imagine. But
Yeah.
he has incredible cardio, right? So like, yeah, sure. Like in the fight against Caleb Plant, he was tagging him up in the first few rounds, but Benavidez' pressure stayed consistent throughout the whole
Yeah,
fight.
absolutely.
I believe he's going to bring that again this time around. He's been saying he's had an incredibly healthy camp. So the Benavidez you saw debuting at 175, it's going to be completely different
I
this
agree.
time. So I'm riding with Benavidez. Might be
What
a
do you get him
knockout.
at though?
I'm hoping.
Okay, okay. Well, if
I'm
you were
I'm
to guess,
hoping.
will he get him out of there, or it will be a clear unanimous decision?
Okay, I'm hoping for a knockout. But realistically speaking, like not judging not predicting the fight as a fan, it's gonna go to decision. Go to the judges. Reason
Okay.
why? 175 against Vosdick, tried to get him out, couldn't get him out. Yeah, sure, he got him a couple times on the body, but did he drop him?
He
No.
wasn't
Did he
even
get him
hurt.
hurt?
Oh,
Yeah. So it's like it's kind of hard to say because these guys, like you mentioned before, their 175 debut, it was okay, right? But now that we're getting two healthy Davids, this is gonna really like show who's the best 175 between the two.
yeah. And
You
and
know?
potentially who will be the best 175, after this fight, right? Because apparently the winner will get the winner of Better Be of Bivol, which will determine obviously. Well, actually, the Better Be of Bivol will determine who the best is. But if you can dethrone the best, obviously, then you'll be the best. But I agree, man. It'll be a it'll be an exciting fight, and obviously we'll be together in the weekend. We'll do it live, or we'll shoot, and we'll do our post fight analysis and see if we're wrong. Hopefully we're not, but hey, I know we're
Hopefully,
in for a
fingers
good we're
crossed.
in for a good night. We're in for a good night.
Yeah, man. The fans are winning the whole night. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Jesus Ramos would take the W? Is Isaac Cruz gonna make a comeback? Is Figueora gonna finally take the win? Is Benavidez gonna take the dub? Or is Morrell going to? I hope it's Benavidez. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, we're the opposite of in.